So why should we be strength training in the first place? How come we're not doing all these other things that people tell us we're supposed to be doing? From cardio to classes like CrossFit or boot camps or Zumba or things like that. Why strength training? Don't these other things accomplish the same things as strength training? A great analogy to understand this is the idea of using a furnace versus using a stovetop. And by that I mean if you cook all day on a stovetop in your place is going to heat up. You can say that the gas burners on your stovetop had a heating effect, but that does not mean that it constitutes effective heating. The effective way to heat your place, of course, is to use the furnace. So a lot of people do things for the purpose of exercise, and they think that because those things have an exercise effect, those things equal effective exercise. So you do things like spin class or aerobics or popping a DVD in and dancing around your living room, and you're breathing hard, your muscles are burning, you're out of breath. So those are all exercise effects. You must be getting effective exercise. But that's not true. When you're on the elliptical, or when you're in a boot camp, or when you're in a spin class, or when you're doing yoga, or whatever it is you're doing, you're using the stovetop burners to heat your house. You're getting an exercise effect, but you could just be using the furnace instead. So why not just use the furnace? That's what strength training is. Strength training gives you all those same effects and more, but it's far more efficient, far more cost effective, far more time effective, and a far better result. So that's the basic analogy. Just because something has a exercise effect does not make it effective exercise. And so what does strength training do that these other things aren't so good at doing? What does the furnace do that the stovetop doesn't do so well? Well, the first thing is time efficiency, because strength training, with ARX at least, takes minutes per week, whereas these other modalities take hours and hours per week. Next thing is strength. It's in the name. So strength training is the only modality that maximizes your strength improvement. The other ones, yes, have an effect on it, but only to the degree that they stimulate muscle. Well, how come you don't just stimulate the muscle directly instead with strength training? You see where I'm going. Number 3, metabolic efficiency. When we build you a bigger engine, when you get stronger and stronger from strength training, all your activities of daily life and athletic activities as well occupy a far smaller proportion of your momentary capacity. And because of that, they are easier for you. You can do them for longer, and your heart and your lungs and your circulatory system and all the systems that support the working muscles have to work less hard as a result, which helps your longevity. Number 4, injury prevention. So other modalities can even injure you, whereas strength training builds resilience. So making your muscles stronger has downstream effects that improve bone density and improve tendon, ligament, and cartilage resilience, and can actually improve your preparedness and can help prevent injuries in the future. And so, yeah, other things can help along those lines, but strength training is the Mac Daddy of injury prevention. And finally, aesthetics. You can get better looking with these other things, just like you can heat your place with your stovetop gas burners, but strength training is the keys to the kingdom. Any pleasing feminine shape, any pleasing masculine shape has as its foundation muscle. Muscle is where it's at. And the only reason that these other things can improve your aesthetics is the degree to which they stimulate your muscle as a side effect of the activity that you're doing. Well, cut out the activity altogether and just strength train. Just hit the muscle directly. And now your muscles will become denser and more shapely. In the case of males, they'll become larger. And those 3 things combined make strength training the most direct route to improving your aesthetics. So that's a basic overview of why strength training is your 80-20. Strength training and not any of these other modalities is the primary focus that gives you a disproportionate output for a small input in terms of both time and metabolic bang for your buck. So that's why we should be strength training. Stop trying to heat your place with your stovetop burners.